What's good, everybody? My name's Anthony. Y'all me say Tuesday afternoon, a day where the Raiders open up Raiders Minicamp in Henderson, Nevada. Uh, this is going to go on for 3 days until Thursday before they break away for good for the summer until they reconvene in Costa Mesa in late July for training camp. But for now, it's you know, minicamp, mandatory minicamp where players have to show up. If players don't show up, then they get fired. And before I talk about all that, I just want to say that I've been doing this YouTube channel for about over a month now, and really liking what I'm doing. Enjoy talking about the Raiders with you guys, even though I'm not in Henderson. Uh, I just remember going to Alameda for minicamp, mandatory minicamp. You know, what I took away from mandatory minicamp is there's not much that you see there because most of the time they're not in pads, not until like training camp. So you're only going to see a vanilla version of what's going on at mandatory minicamp, and you guys are not dumb. You guys know all that. But all these players are going to look good. Um, but it's a good process to be in for the players because they're trying to be acclimated with each other, especially the new ones that haven't been with the Raiders before, uh, like Christian Wilkins, who's doing pretty good. I mean, just like everybody else, but I guess Wilkins today and Maxx Crosby wreaked havoc, which is good to hear. If you're a Raider fan, that's good to hear, especially on defense, because I've been saying for a bit that the Raiders defense, I feel like they're going to be a lot more better this year. I mean, last year they were good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they were phenomenal. But I feel like this year they're going to take the extra notch where they're going to be one of the top defenses in the NFL. I'm going to go that far and say that. But it was, today, anyways, before I talk about today, so yeah, but mandatory minicamp, it's, you don't get much out of it until you go to training camp and you get to see what's going on and what the Raiders are doing, especially when they have joint practices. So we got to hear from Maxx Crosby today. We also got to hear from Nate Hobbs. Uh, it's everything that you wanted to hear. But with Maxx Crosby, the one thing that I took from what he was saying, I mean, there's a lot of good pointers that he said. I talked about Maxx Crosby last night when I posted that video of him, of how he said he wants to be a Raider for life. But today, he touched on Aidan O'Connell, who's basically talking smack back. Uh, Maxx Crosby loved it. He loves to have a quarterback who talks smack. Look at Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots. He talked smack. He didn't hold back. That's what you want from a quarterback. You want a quarterback who's going to talk smack back to you, because that tells you one thing, that player, that quarterback is confident in himself. He's not going to be rattled. And this is a good thing for Aidan O'Connell to see a guy like Maxx Crosby on the other side of the line, including Christian Wilkins. Let's throw in Malcolm Coots. And let's also throw in Tyree Wilson. Uh, this defense that the Raiders have is going to bode well for the Raiders, especially Aidan O'Connell. I think who's going to be named the starting quarterback, because I just really believe that he showed a lot last year towards the end of the season, especially for that game that he started against the Chargers till all the way to the end of the season. I feel like he was a different player. And I just think that that's going to bode well for the Raiders, and especially with him talking smack. I mean, if he wasn't talking smack, I'd be worried if I'm a Raider fan. I'm not a Raider fan, but I'll just say, Raider Nation, you got a quarterback like Aidan O'Connell who's talking smack at Maxx Crosby, at Nate Hobbs, whoever it may be, that's a good sign. And take a look at what Maxx Crosby had to say about Aidan O'Connell today from the Raiders press conference in Henderson.
Both those guys are competitors. Aidan has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how, he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best, they're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the the back in the day, the Bradys, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that, they were always, jawing back and forth and standing up. It's, at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well, he's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So, those guys are gonna battle it out.
That's Maxx Crosby talking about Aidan O'Connell today at mandatory Minicamp, first day at Henderson, Nevada, at the Raider facility. Aidan O'Connell. A lot of people had questions about him before, but I think he's going to take another step this year, the sophomore season with the Raiders. Is he going to be the Raiders franchise quarterback that the Raiders are seeking since Derek Carr left to the Saints? We'll see. But again, as I said, Maxx Crosby loves what O'Connell is coming back with, trash talking. If you're not trash talking as a quarterback, something's wrong with you. And the Raiders have a trash talker, and Maxx Crosby loves it. And Maxx Crosby touched on a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to focus on the trash talking. You hope that Aidan O'Connell is going to do a lot better, throw a lot of touchdowns this year. I just think that with Antonio Pierce back in the helm as a leader, as the Raiders head coach, that's going to help Aidan O'Connell. And if things don't go the way it's supposed to go, then at least you have Gardner Minshew. But you don't want Gardner Minshew in there unless, God forbid, something happens injury-wise to O'Connell. But the trash talker O'Connell, is that the nickname you want to hear? You want to give O'Connell? But that's the one takeaway that I took from today's press conference, especially with Maxx Crosby saying that he loves him talking trash, and who wouldn't want a quarterback who's going to trash talk? Like I said earlier, Tom Brady trash talk a lot. Look what happened. I'm not saying history is going to repeat itself, but you got to relish having trash talkers on your team because that's only going to make you better. And that's pretty cool. Can't wait to see what O'Connell brings this year to the Raiders. But it's funny how Crosby says Aidan has come a long way. He started to talk some shit back, sorry to see the language, but he encourages it. Crosby does. And he mentioned the Patrick Mahomes and Brady's always jawing back and forth and standing up. You gotta have a quarterback who's gonna do that. I mean, I feel like if I'm a Raider player and I see my quarterback trash talking, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to have a quarterback go up to somebody's face and say something. And it's no disrespect. He's just trying to make that teammate better. Or even trash talking an opponent. So they get off my back. Patrick Mahomes did that to Maxx Crosby. Remember that? Patrick Mahomes didn't hold back. He came back at Maxx Crosby. You guys all remember that. So, who knows? Maybe that's what's going to happen with Aidan O'Connell this year, where he's going to trash talk if any opposing player is saying stuff to him. And you hope to see that, right? But, we'll see. But I expect a big year from O'Connell. I also mentioned a big year from other players, like the defense. But I do want to see what the offense is going to prove or what they have to show for. So I'm going to touch on that again. But for now, I just want to talk about the trash talking that O'Connell was basically saying. He's starting to talk some crap back. So that's pretty good. So, anyways, my name is Anthony Galavis. Hit the like, subscribe button, and get at you soon.